So today I think we're going to be doing a read it or unhaul it type of video. I did do a book unhaul kind of recently. It was actually before I started my YouTube channel, and I got rid of majority of what I had here, and we're now down to one bookshelf. But I still kept stuff that I thought maybe I might revisit in the future, or that I wanted to like give a chance. So today we will be going through my bookshelf, picking out some books that I wanted to read like the first chapter of, and then decide whether or not I'm keeping it or unhauling it. And then I think I might take you guys with me to unhaul it. A lot of the stuff that I have now, I did purchase like used off of Amazon or Thrift Books or something like that, Book Outlet. Everything was just like so affordable that I did end up just tossing a bunch of stuff in my cart that looked interesting, never to read it. And so I had a ton of books that I wanted nothing to do with, to be honest. Maybe not the best choice for myself. It definitely annoyed my husband. So now we will move on over to my bookshelf and start picking out some books for this video. Okay, so here we are in front of my bookshelf that needs a little bit of TLC. On the top, we have some library books and then my TBR jar. So those ones, obviously we're not messing with, but everything else on the bookshelf we're going to take a look at. I really just want to pull out books that I haven't read yet because I thought I may get to them eventually and I'm not sure about them. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. I think The Sinner by Petra Hamishfar. Let's see. Oh yeah, Stuff for the Children. That is one of those books that I need to read or unhaul. On this shelf, we're good now. Oh yeah, and I also have my coffee here. So let's go on down to the next shelf. I'll sit on the floor. All right. So we have quite a few down here that I've been avoiding. So I've read these ones. Oh, this one for sure. Let's Pretend This Never Happened by Jenny Lawson. Do that one. Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. Fragments of the Lost by Megan Miranda. The Return by Rachel Harrison. The Dry by Jane Harper. To Tell You the Truth by Gilly McMillan. The Fields by Erin Young. The Hiding Place by CJ Tudor. Okay, so it's pretty dusty down here, but we'll do The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. Never Rolled Wake by Marisha Pessel. When All the Girls Are Sleeping by Emily Arsenault. Okay, so we have quite the stack here. If the first chapter interests me, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I will get rid of it. We have our work cut out for us. We also have our reading buddy who is drooling all over me, Miss Kiwi. So I think let's just get started. My sister is here, by the way. I have company today. I don't know if she's willing to be on camera. There's her hand. It says, the reason that this memoir is mostly true instead of totally true is that I relish not getting sued. Also, I want my family to be able to say, oh, that never happened. Of course we never actually tossed her out of a moving car when she was 8. Ooh. I like this so far. Yeah. I think I might keep this one. This one's a keep. So far I've noticed that it is about a, it's a memoir, a mostly true memoir, about a woman who went through a lot of childhood trauma. She's explaining how most of the book is going to be factual, but I noticed that she does have a lot of footnotes in here where she will be explaining why what she's talking about might not be like fully factual. So yeah, I like this one. It seems like it has a really good voice in it, and I love sad books. So next we will dive into The Sinner by Petra Hamishfar. So I really wanted to watch this show, and I think I did actually start the show, but then I was like, no, this is getting too good. I want to read the book. So when I did my last unhaul, I kept this one because the show interested me so much. So first chapter of this bad boy. I can't even get through page 7 on this book. So The Sinner will be a unhaul. The Dry by Jane Harper. I'm gonna unhaul this. I'm reading the back, and it's talking about a federal agent who's going back to his hometown because one of his childhood best friends is dead and their entire family murdered. I feel like I have heard this premise so many times before, and it's never caught my attention. I don't even know when I purchased this book, but yeah. I'm not going to read this. Return by Rachel Harrison. First Rachel Harrison book I've ever tried to read. Once I start trying to figure out when the chapter ends, that's when I'm like, okay, maybe I won't keep this.
Maybe you don't really like it.
Yeah. Once again, I'm not interested enough to finish the first chapter. So The Return by Rachel Harrison will be a unhaul. So far we're doing good. We're only keeping one book, and the rest of them have been unhauls. Okay, so next we have Fragments of the Lost by Megan Miranda. Megan Miranda is definitely a hit or miss for me. Sometimes I really like her, and then sometimes I don't give a shit, So this one I read a little bit more than just the first chapter, because this was the first chapter, just a few pages, and then this was the second one. So I read a little bit more, but I think this is going to be a keep. So far it is about a girl whose boyfriend disappeared, and his mom is asking her to come go through his room and I think like collect something. Yeah, so his mom wants her to pack up some things in his bedroom. So she's just in there. Things are awkward. Like, she is having memories of her boyfriend, and she sees like the photos of them everywhere. So yeah, it seems like it might be another grief horror, which you guys know I do love my grief horror. The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. Horror is kind of meh for me sometimes, because I really like paranormal horror on screen. And then I know Darcy Coates is somebody who everybody loves. So I think I found this one at like a discounted price or something, so I decided to buy it. But I still have yet to read a Darcy Coates. So yeah, let's give this guy a try. Also, this is another thing that turns me off about Darcy Coates. You can see here like some of her backlist, and a lot of it's like haunted house horror. And I know that a lot of them are like the haunting of this house, the haunting of that house. And I don't know, how can you make so many haunted house stories and for them to all be different? Okay, so First two chapters of this one have been read, and I think I am going to keep this one because it is capturing my interest. The first chapter is from when our main character Adrian was a child, and her mom is rushing her out of Ashburn House, and she's crying. There's blood on her. She's a baby. She doesn't know what's going on. And they're putting her in the car and they're trying to get away in a hurry. And then the second chapter is her as an adult, and she has just inherited Ashburn House. The memory that she had from when she was a child, being rushed out of this house, she didn't think that it was real. She thought that it was just like a dream or something. And she's in a taxi with her cat going to the house, and the memories start flooding back. Like, maybe that was real. What's going on with this house? So yes, it is interesting me. That one is a keep for now. Then To Tell You the Truth by Gilly Macmillan. Okay. Unhaul. I am not interested. I am zoning out during reading this, and also the text is like really dense and small, and I just don't like it. Suffer the Children by Craig DeLuey. I have heard so many people talk about this book, and it has been sitting on my shelf for years. The funny thing is, I actually purchased it before I heard anything about it because I think I got it from thrift books, but yeah, let's give it a go. It's very dirty. Look at that. It's kind of gross. But that's what happens when you buy books secondhand, I guess. I'm noticing that there's a lot of different perspectives in this one. We're getting quite a few different people talking, and if there's too many perspectives, I kind of lose interest. So yes, this book is about a bunch of kids getting sick and dying, and like all the kids in the world die, and then 3 days later everybody returns, but the kids are hungry for blood, so they become like cannibals. It's reminding me of like Pet Sematary or something, but yeah, I don't really know about this one. I think if I do decide to pick this one up in the future, maybe I'll get it from like the library or I'll get it on my Kindle, but this copy is going to be leaving my household. So next we have The Fields by Erin Young. I've taken this one with me on vacation before as like an option for me to read, but I didn't end up reading it, so it's seen time outside of my bookshelf before. Okay, so this one is also going to be an unhaul. I am not interested once again. It seems like this one might be kind of like a police procedural or something. There's a young woman found dead in a cornfield. And then Sergeant Riley Fisher, newly promoted to head of investigations for the county sheriff's office, arrives on scene, already horrific crime, blah, blah, blah. Next, we have The Hiding Place by CJ Tudor. Okay, so this one I think I'm going to keep. They were just walking in on a crime that happened, and there was some pretty gruesome details about like a murder, a few murders. And then the second chapter started with a man who was going back to his hometown where these murders took place, and he is lying about himself to apply for a job as a teacher at his old school. But it just seems really interesting. I'm wanting to know like what secrets are involved in this one, and like what are we hiding here. Now we're getting into my hardbacks. Next we have The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. I think I might keep this one. It's about a documentary filmmaker named Alice who going to an old town in Sweden called Silvertjärn. That was like a mining town. It's a ghost town where all of the residents in this town had disappeared mysteriously one day, including the filmmaker's ancestors. So she's very interested in this little town and she wants to come back here and investigate it, try to kind of figure out what happened and film the entire process and make a documentary. So yeah, that one's really interesting. Also, there's a little blurb here on the inside cover that says the Blair Witch Project meets Midsummer in this brilliantly disturbing thriller from Camilla Sten, an electrifying new voice in suspense. So that's piqued my interest for sure. So this one's going in the keep pile. Okay, so far the books that we're keeping, we've got 5, and the ones that we're getting rid of, there's 6. So we're still doing what we set out to do. I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh will be our next one. Oop. Looks like this one was a library book. I mean, it's not my library book. I bought it used, but that's interesting. I really do like the cover and that this is like textured. I know a lot of people like Claire McIntosh, so this one, I hope I like it. She drooled on my book. This one I also think I might keep. It starts off with a mother who is walking with her son holding his hand, and he's like talking about school, and then they see their house and he lets go and just takes off because he's excited to get home. And then a car comes by and hits him and he dies and the car takes off. So it's a hit and run. From the investigator's standpoint, they had just received this case and they're now traveling out to the house to talk to the mom and see what information that they can get from her to start their investigation and find out who did this hit and run. So yeah, the investigator part kind of was like a little bit dull for me. I don't really like reading that stuff, like I said again, but I think the story might capture me. So if you guys have read this one, and I know that a lot of people really like this book, if you guys have read I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh and you think it's worth giving a read, please let me know. For now, I am keeping it. So we only have 2 books left. The next one we have is Never Rolled Wake by Marisha Pessel. Okay, so this one appears to be a YA book. So already not looking great for me. But like I said, we'll see. Not keeping. I can't get past the YA When All the Girls Are Sleeping by Emily Arsenault. Okay, so chapters 1 and 2 are just a few pages long because they're like letters kind of. And then chapter 3 ends on page 18. So we'll see if we can make it that far. And deciding on page 8 that this one will be going in the get rid of pile. So that is all. We went through each book, read at least 1 chapter, and I'm keeping 6 books and getting rid of 8. So that's not too bad. I think what I'll do is probably drop these off along with the other ones that I just kind of wanted to get rid of at like a Bookman's or a Zia Records or something like that, and then take a store credit to get some books that I actually think I'll read, and then I can do a haul. So I guess I'll see you guys when I drop them off.
Oh my god. Was that a Spidey? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. This man is fucking up spiders.
I want to come home.
It's actually been a couple of weeks since I filmed that first part of this video, and then I decided to film a little bit last night because my husband and I were going over to my best friend's house with her girlfriend, and we were just having dinner and watching scary movies. So that was the plan last night. And then today, me and Jazz, my best friend, we are going to sell the books that I picked out for this video. And then I have 4 more books that I'm also going to be selling just because I don't want them anymore. The first one being Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I did read this book and I did like this book, but I just don't see myself picking it back up again. So this is one of those situations where I'm just going to sell it so that it can find a new home. Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams, as well as The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I have read both of these books and I was not a fan. I did like No Exit, but these are the other 2 books that have been written by this author, and I honestly didn't really like either of them. I liked The Last Word more than Hairpin Bridge. This one I did not care or like whatsoever, but I have posted in one of my wrap-ups, I forget which one it is, and then I also have a short if you didn't want to watch the full video explaining why I did not like this one. So those ones will be going to the bookstore, and then the last one will be Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a book that I have tried to read several times and have DNF'd, so this one's not going to be for me, and I'm really sad about that, which is why I've given it so many tries, because I know how loved this book is in the horror community and the book community, but it's not for me. I cannot get into it. So this one is also finally going to be retired from my collection. And yeah, that is what's going on with that. Right now I am waiting for Jazz to come pick me up, and we will catch up with you guys when we're at the bookstore. Okay, so Bookman's only bought like 4 or 5 of my books, and I did not find anything there that I wanted, so we're trying a second place. We're going to Zia Records. There's Bestie Girl. Yeah, but we're gonna try Zia Records and see if they're gonna buy the rest. ended up purchasing all the rest of the books that Bookman's didn't. And I got 3 books from Zia. I looked at the books at Bookman's, but I just didn't find what I was looking for there. And I wanted to get the First Day of Spring, like the actual copy of it, because the one that I had was from the library, but I couldn't find that. And neither store had that. So I now have $20 in store credit at Bookman's, and we'll see if I get something there eventually. But from Zia, and these books at Zia were expensive. I was like, we are thrifting books, and these books are like full price. And I feel like when you go and buy used books, if they have the book of the month logo on them, they upcharge on it, which is crazy because usually people are getting discounts on hardcovers from book of the month. So that's crazy. But yeah, I got Mayfly by CJ Lead. So this one I'm really excited for. And I didn't end up reading this in my last vlog. I had it on my Kindle, but I'm really excited to have like the actual copy. And then this one, which I was hesitant on getting, but I just had to because it's so beautiful and it has sprayed edges. But I got Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, and it has red sprayed edges, which looks so cool. So I'm really excited about that. And then the last book that I got, which was the cheapest one, but thankfully this is one that I actually had on my want to read list for a really long time. So that one is The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. And I got all of these with the credit from selling the books that I brought there. So these are essentially free books to me if you girl math it. But yeah, so that's my haul. Those are the new books that I got. And I think we might end this video on me possibly reading one of the other books that I tried a chapter on, but I'm not sure yet. If so, I will be kind of vlogging me reading one of those books. Good morning. So it is the next day and I started on The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. Last night I got to page 145, which is almost halfway through this. It's flying by pretty fast. It's really easy to read. Like, the writing style is very digestible. We're following our main character named Adrian, and the second chapter is her when she's much older. She's really down on her luck. She's not doing well financially, and then she inherits this house from her great aunt, who she never really met. Her great aunt was kind of an elusive woman. She didn't really talk to anybody. The only times that they would see her is when she would like go out to the town for groceries, and she would not want to talk to anybody except for ordering her groceries. I mean, that's relatable. Whether you live in a haunted house or not, I could understand that. But she also was like a very tall, very pale woman who, even in the summertime, would dress in these really heavy black gowns that were kind of like Victorian. So your standard cliche like woman in black type of character. It's one of the like creepier houses in the neighborhood. Everyone talks about it like it's very scary there. And then she finds out that there's all these rumors and mysteries about the house, like the hallways are covered in skulls and all this stuff like that. And it's a thing for the children in the neighborhood to like dare each other to go up to the house and see who can get the closest to it. Oh, and then also she has her cat Wolfgang. So it's just her and her cat. Pretty standard, pretty classic. And her cat is acting weird, like hissing at stuff and being skittish about things. So as to be expected with a haunted house story. But yeah, so far it's just been really easy to read, really easy to fly through. Cozy horror, I think. So not a bad time so far. I have flown through nearly half of the book in one night. So that's not bad if you ask me. But today is Monday and I will be working today. I do plan on reading a little bit before work today. I just woke up and took a shower. I'm having my coffee right now. So yeah, that is how my morning has looked. And I will catch up with you guys when I have some more thoughts on the Haunting of Ashburn House. I am back with an update because I did finish The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates, and I will let you guys know what my thoughts were on this. But first, I do have some bookish mail and a bookish gift to share with you guys. So as you saw from the clips that I just filmed, we just got back from a baseball game. My dad lives in Texas and he was here visiting. So my husband bought us all tickets to go to a Dbaks game. I'm not very much a sports person, but I was the only one who wasn't. My dad and my husband both really get along over sports, so that's kind of why we did that. And then we also got a ticket for my grandma, my dad's mom, to come with us because she's also a really big Diamondbacks fan. I didn't have any Diamondbacks merch or anything like that to wear, so I just did my makeup to match my husband's jersey that he wore today. My dad got me a gift. He got me My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones, and he also wrote a little note here. It says, "To the world's best daughter and my new favorite booktuber. Love always, Dad." So yeah, this is so cute. I love this, and I definitely do want to read this sometime soon because my dad got it for me. I was kind of writing off Stephen Graham Jones as an author, but this was the last book that I wanted to give a shot. I do also have Mongrels on my Kindle, but I'm not too sure yet. I wanted to read My Heart is a Chainsaw and then decide from there. So that's actually perfect timing. And then the second package that I got, which I purchased used, The First Day of Spring by Nancy Tucker. As you guys know, I was looking for this when we were book shopping and I couldn't find it. So I decided to purchase a used copy online because I really wanted my own copy so that I can annotate it. The last package, which is not a book, but it is bookish related because I received my Summerween merch. Summerween for this year is going to be July 5th through the 12th. This is a readathon that's hosted by GabbyReads. I like to participate in Summerween and Winterween, so I'd love to get the merch for it, just like to remember. So yeah, that's really cute. I'll have her channel linked down below, and I'll actually link the video of her announcing Summerween this year and what the prompts are, so that you guys, if you're interested in participating, you don't have to like post about it if you don't want to, but they do have like Instagram stuff that you can do, and then just participating by reading in the prompts. So yeah, and then reading sprints, of course. My thoughts on Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I felt like there were some pretty good horror visuals in this. I wouldn't say that it scared me. I would just say that it kind of made me a little bit uneasy. I gave it a 3.5 star because I had a really good time with it. It definitely felt like one of those books that was just like easy to read, easy to fly through. If I'm in a reading slump, I might pick up Darcy Coates in the future. It was fun. It was a good time. It entertained me for sure, but it's not like a memorable book to me. I don't know if I'll end up remembering like the plot of this a couple months from now. You know what I'm saying? I might want to pick up a different Darcy Coates book that's not like a haunted house story, and I would really love some suggestions. I know everyone raves about The Voices in the Snow, but I'm intimidated to pick that one up because I'm not much of a series reader, and I know that one's a series. So if you guys have any suggestions for other must read Darcy Coates books or anything that just you found really entertaining, please let me know because I would love to see what else this author has. Comment down below if there's any of those books that I did decide to keep that you think I should be reading next. And with that, I'm going to be closing out this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!